My month-long journey in Brazil begins with a road trip along the Pantanal. Almost 100 miles of dirt track cutting straight through the northern Pantanal, a massive swampy wilderness the size of Britain. The road offers unbelievable wildlife opportunities. It's the fastest route into the monster swamps, stretching out for mile upon mile on either side. Now it's the dry season, and the only water is in muddy swamps next to this road and in a few permanent rivers. They're an oasis for giant otters, anacondas, caiman and capybara. I'm going to meet those, but my main mission is to track down a rare and mysterious big cat, the jaguar. The locals say the jaguar kills in one jump. It's an ambush predator, incredibly tough to find because of its brilliant camouflage. Some film crews have spent years trying to film these magnificent cats, never capturing so much as a frame. So my aim to meet the jaguar is going to be one of the toughest missions I've ever undertaken. The Pantanal is my route into the heart of jaguar country, taking me to the Rio Cuiaba. I'll be camping along this river because it's recently become the best place on earth to see the mighty jaguar. From the Rio Cuiaba, I fly 600 miles south, deep into cowboy country. Here, jaguars are in conflict with cowboys. I want to find out why. Pantanal is a stronghold for some swamp creatures I've a real affection for. When I was a teenager, I had a pet spectacled caiman that grew so well, 3 centimetres every month, it soon burst out of its aquarium and I had to give it to a zoo. Look at all the caiman basking here. It's estimated there's over 10 million of them in the Pantanal. And I remember my pet had the most beautiful eyes. I'd love to show you those in close-up. I wonder if I can catch one of these. Sometimes the only way to get a really good and detailed look at an animal is to get up close and personal. And boy, am I excited about getting my hands on one of these beautiful crocs. Anyone who thinks reptiles are sluggish should think again. In the early morning, these cold-blooded creatures are lethargic, but as soon as the sun comes up, their bodies start to warm. Now at midday, their core temperature is probably higher than mine. That means their reactions are lightning fast, and as soon as I get close, either from the bank or water, they shoot away.
I can't see how you can do it without risking injury.
I've never seen anything like this. I have to be careful. If I slip or tread on a caiman, I risk a nasty bite. I reckon there's more than 800 in this swamp. They're absolutely everywhere. I'm never more than a metre away from a caiman. But can I catch one? The deeper I find myself in this boot-sucking boggy swamp, the more I start to question whether my marbles are all in order. What on earth am I doing here? This seems a million miles from the caiman I kept in our family home in England when I was a kid. I want to catch one of these critters to show you just how amazing they really are. My only chance is to catch a caiman that's not been warmed up by the sun. Then it won't be as fast as the other crocs around here. This is what I've been waiting for. A cool caiman in shallow water. You haven't warmed up, but listen to that hiss. That goes right through you. And wow. I don't want us to get to the deep water. Oh. Very unaggressive when I was in the water with them, but of course now she's a bit irritated. Woo! Come on in. And this is quite a big spectacled caiman, around 5 feet. They can grow longer than I'm tall, over 2 metres. Oh, it's got my heart hammering. Very strong animals, this is quite hard work. You see inside that mouth, there's around 80 teeth. And it really has a toothy smile, I'd say. A toothy smile. Looks very much like a piranha with all those teeth. And the incredible thing is, you think about chameleons doing it, but not caiman, is they can actually subtly change the colour of their scales so they merge into the background. It's a very slow process, but it's not only chameleons amongst the reptiles that can change colour. Whoa! And what I need to do now is try to get on top of that head. Listen to that hiss. And however many times you do it, it's still nerve-wracking. Here we go, I'll cover the eyes, and then their mouths. The muscles to open their mouths are very weak. A child could hold the mouth closed, and there we go. Thank you. Can you get a close-up here? That's what I wanted to show everyone, these beautiful eyes. It reminds me of the pet caiman I had when I was a boy. It was only the size of this one's head though. And they are so lovely. How could anyone have a handbag made out of these? It would be awful for a beautiful creature like this to be killed for a handbag. But look at this here, and this is the sort of thing that you only see when you get really close-up views. This is extraordinary. I've never seen anything like this before. The teeth have grown so long from the lower jaw, they're protruding through holes in the snout. What I've got to do now is get off really quickly. Thank you. A little bit of dented pride, but otherwise no harm done. Away she goes back to the swamp. Whoa, that was absolutely brilliant. How about that? I stepped off a bridge on the Pantanal highway and wallowed in a swamp stuffed to the gunnels with caiman. This spectacular concentration is due to the fact that right now the Pantanal is gasping for water. It's the end of the dry season, it's not rained for 5 months. The water's running out, so the few remaining pools have become an oasis for wildlife in a desperate search for life-sustaining water. Great for me though, because I can see loads of wildlife I'd never have a chance of seeing at other times of the year. This is one of the problems when you get a highway going through a concentration of wildlife. Oh, this is a terrible shame. Green iguana female. She's obviously been hit by a car, concussed or something. And that's frightened her into prematurely laying her clutch of eggs. Looks like they're fully developed though, so there's a chance they'll hatch. And she seems to be coming round. And what I'm going to do is move her. Come on, I'm trying to help you. Don't lash me with your tail. Come on. Let's put you next to the road. So she's made a remarkable recovery here. I'm going to get Mum off the road as quickly as possible. Come on then. We'll see if we can do something with your eggs. To say she's laid them all, there's no more eggs inside her. She's very emaciated now. But even though she's been hit by a car, this is remarkable. She's recovered. Well, look at her trying to get me. And let's let you go. There we go, little girl. And we'll try to do something for your eggs. Off you go. This is soft soil, so this is okay. What I'm doing is being a surrogate mother iguana. Female iguanas leave their eggs anyway to hatch by the warmth of the sun. The sun's the incubator that hatches their eggs. They normally choose a sandbank next to a river or something, but we're a long way from the river, so I'm not sure where that female iguana was going. So if I carefully put the eggs in there and cover them with soil. What I'm doing here is picking them up very carefully. She may have laid them in a panic, haphazardly, but normally when reptiles lay their eggs and you move them, you've got to be extremely careful that they're precisely the same orientation. Unlike birds that turn their eggs, reptile eggs just stay in precisely the same position throughout the whole of the hatching time. And if you move them, if you twist them, it kills the embryo inside. I'm trying to move these very carefully, very soft and pliable. I hope the female didn't lay them prematurely. Here we go. Gently, gently. These should be okay though. Reptile eggs are always more leathery than birds' eggs. Egg number 15, 16 and 17. Average clutch size of green iguanas between 10 and 30. Placing them very carefully. I hope this will work. The eggs would have no chance at all in the middle of the road. And 2 or 3 months, the baby iguanas could hatch if we're lucky. And what they'll do is they'll work together to force their way up through the soil and run away into the vegetation. And fingers crossed, in 2 or 3 months, baby iguanas will be hatching from my nest. That iguana had a near miss. The roadkill statistics in this region are horrifying. With so much wildlife, a super strict speed limit, just like in Africa's national parks, would help prevent heart-rending casualties. The Trans-Pantanal is the access route for the cowboys who farm cattle here. 95% of the Pantanal is privately owned, most of it used for raising cattle. The cowboys and their millions of cows have to coexist with all the other wildlife here. This inevitably causes problems, particularly for the super predator of the region, the jaguar. On this farm alone, jaguars are said to have killed 360 cows in 1 year, almost one a day. This locks jaguars and people into conflict, sometimes with fatal consequences for the big cat. there's an uneasy relationship between the cowboys and the big cats. During the series, I'll find out whether it's possible for a big predator like the jaguar to coexist with the cowboy. My first mission is to actually find a jaguar. They could turn up anywhere along the highway. The dry season is a good time to see them because they're water-loving cats and will inevitably be drawn to the last few pools, just like the caiman. I've come with Marcos, a Brazilian wildlife expert, to the Pichaim River, which passes right underneath the Trans-Pantanal Highway. According to Marcos, the riverbanks here are hotspots for jaguars. To be honest, there's not many special secrets to the art of tracking them. It's a matter of patience, being prepared to patrol up and down the river from dawn till dusk. I'm ultra keen to lay my eyes on one of these incredible big cats. Seeing a jaguar would be such a privilege. These magnificent creatures are severely endangered from the usual suspects of hunting and vanishing habitat. It's heartbreaking to think that if solutions aren't found to protect them, this might be my last chance to see these animals in the wild. Fingers crossed, I'll meet a jaguar soon. Patience is the name of the game, but patience is easy when you can sit back and enjoy a superabundance of wildlife.
That's what I hope to see. An otter on the bank. You can get a real idea of their size. These are the largest otters in the world, called giant for good reason. They can grow to be nearly 2 meters in length, nearly as long as I'm tall. You can hear them all around us now. There's heads with bulging eyes popping out all over the place here. Giant otters live in groups of 2 to 12 animals. There's a dominant breeding pair, but the young from previous seasons stay with their mum and dad for 3 to 5 years. They help babysit each season's young. Once they've got food, it's every otter to themselves. They don't share fish amongst other members of the group. But when the young are old enough to learn to fish, the parents sometimes maim the prey so the fish swim more slowly, so the babies can learn how to hunt for themselves.
These are such elegant creatures, totally at one with water. Not surprisingly, the locals call these giant aquatic beauties river wolves. And boy, can they wolf down a lot of food. Researchers have seen giant otters catch a 20-kilo catfish. And these highly proficient predators are more than capable of taking out anacondas, herons, and even caiman. Their hunting is mainly done by vision.
But hearing, smell, and especially touch in these murky waters comes into play. An amazing thing about their whiskers, called vibrissae, is that they can use them to detect small changes in current and water pressure. A super sense they use to pinpoint the slightest movement of prey. Did you see that? A ringed kingfisher beat the otter to the fish. It just dived straight for it. And it seems everything is joining in the feast. Over there's a river otter. It's much smaller than the giant otters. And it's munching on a fish too. The otters make these incredible sounds. They've got 9 vocalisations. They make a particular sound to warn of an approaching jaguar. But these are just contact calls. They're having fun. They're keeping close to each other. They know that this is a good area for fish because fishermen are constantly throwing them tidbits. There's another one just there. What a perfect half an hour this has been. A family of giant otters. We've seen roadside hawks swooping in for fish, ringed kingfishers. You couldn't hope for better than this. Being this close to the equator, day turns to night in a matter of minutes. Twilight is the time to be super vigilant for jaguars on the prowl. Research has shown that they're most active at dawn and dusk. Tonight, it looks like I'll have to wait for my dream of meeting a jaguar to come true. But I'm not giving up hope that sometime during my journey through the Pantanal, my prayers will be answered. I'm in heaven here. These magnificent creatures look almost prehistoric. A family of jabiru storks coming into roost for the night. For me at least, this is a perfect end to a perfect day. The unsung heroes of wildlife filmmaking, the cameramen, in our case Robin and Steve, have barely slept a wink while we've been in the Pantanal. At night, the wildlife is equally as exhilarating as it is by day. Over the last 3 nights, they've been cooped up in a blind, being bitten to death by insects, trying to get some pictures of a really special, highly secretive nocturnal creature called the tapir. We've spent a couple of days waiting in a hide to see a tapir, been bitten to pieces. And then last night, Robin, the cameraman, was coming back. He saw a movement out of the window of the car, and just beneath this bridge, there was a tapir in full view, browsing on leaves. He got some great shots of it. I'm so delighted we can show you a snapshot of this creature. And that's exactly what it is.
Robin snatched these shots in the space of about a minute out of the back window of our pickup. This is obviously a male, probably just out from sleeping in the forest in the day, coming here at dusk to follow its routine behaviour of browsing on leaves and small branches. Tapirs are extraordinary animals full of character. Believe it or not, they're relatives of horses. Look at that proboscis, a long prehensile nose like an elephant's trunk, perfect for ripping off vegetation. And there he goes. I suspect the last sighting we'll get on this trip of this fabulous endangered animal.
Look! Hey! This is a tremendous snake of speciality. Whoa! This is called a false water cobra. It's an endangered species here on the Pantanal. Oh, look at that. Ah, got my finger, no venom of course. And look at the way it's flattening its ribs. Oh, that hurts, don't do that please. It's flattening its ribs to actually look like a cobra, which is why it gets its common name of false water cobra. This is a most beautiful serpent. Look at the markings on this. And there, oh please don't do that. Oh dear me. Look, we're going to let you go in a minute. That hurts a bit and I don't want to pull your head away from my hand. See, it's chewing on there.
This is painful. The snake must be slightly venomous.
Please let go. Please let go, Mr. Snake. And these feed not on wildlife presenters, of course, on frogs and small fish and amphibians, but I say it's a great chance to see how beautiful it is. And the problem now is actually getting him off. And really you can't do anything. I don't want to pull too hard because if I do that, it could damage the snake's teeth. I just want it to actually let me go and then I'll let him go. There we go. Thank you very much. And again, I'm going to put him go, let him go. And beautiful. Wow. That gave me a good bite there. That false water cobra was such a beautiful snake. Interestingly, look, the bite, they're not meant to be venomous, but you can see on my hand here, there's a bit of swelling. So maybe it's got a mildly toxic saliva. But I say I've cleaned the wound with iodine. It's not throbbing too much, so everything's okay. But look at this pile here. This is really interesting stuff. This is a freshwater snail called an apple snail. They grow quite big. This is obviously the shell of a crab. And somewhere down here, yeah, look at this. This is called the operculum. This is the tiny door of the apple snail shell. And there's a huge pile of them here. And over here on the termite mound, look, all around the base, there's a lot more of these snail shells and crab shells. This is another perch of a predator that obviously perched over there on the fence and on top of this termite mound. And it's an extraordinary creature that specialises in feeding on snails and crabs. It's even got a special tool for winkling out the flesh of snails.
I've seen snail kites up and down the Trans-Pantanera perched next to the few remaining pools of water. This one's pulled a crab from the swamp. It's holding its prey in the vice-like grip of its talons. Look at that razor-sharp beak slicing through the tough crab shell. For a bird nut like me, it's an absolute pleasure to see the snail kite hunting right next to the road. They're such superlative flyers. These hunters have razor-sharp vision to track the smallest movements of prey. There's so many snails and crabs in the Pantanal, these beautiful birds are thriving. Day 5 of my Pantanal adventure, but still no jaguar. This game is all about patience, and I'm certain if I continue scouring this country, I'll get my chance to meet one. I've ventured into a forest just off the highway. I've attracted the attention of some inquisitive capuchin monkeys. I'm on my way to find a very unusual creature. It must surely be a contender for having the best camouflage in the world. I've climbed this tower in the dry forest to see a cryptic creature. Cryptic means well camouflaged. You don't get an animal that has better camouflage than this. Can you see it? Even though it's right out in the open, it's so hard to see. Looks just like a broken branch. It's a bird, of course, called the greater potu. The only way you can tell it's a living creature is when the wind ruffles its feathers. Sometimes it gives a little tilt of the head. It's a night bird. As soon as the sun sets, it will take off from that perch and swoop around the forest and over the river with its mouth open, catching big insects. That's how it feeds at night. And then, just before dawn, it will come back and sit perfectly still for the whole of the day in this exact same position. You see then the greater potu just opened its beak a little bit. It's probably getting hot on its perch. And that gives you some idea of how it hunts its food. That massive beak and mouth, what it does, it will leave its perch at sunset, fly around the forest and the river with that big mouth open and just trawling through the air for insects. That's what it feeds on, big insects that fly at night, moths and beetles. The Pantanal has exceeded all my expectations for the sheer abundance of life. I can't believe one small swampy pool can hold such a mind-boggling diversity of incredible creatures. Birds, mammals, not to mention the slithering spectre of awe-inspiring reptiles. Seeing all this bounty of nature confirms what I thought when I was planning my expedition to come here. This is definitely the time to see wildlife right at the end of the dry season, when parched animals desperate for water are drawn like magnets to the few remaining pools. The blowtorch heat makes this place feel like a furnace in the dry season. Still, I can't complain. It's probably pouring down with rain in England. I'm coming to the end of my first week in the Pantanal, and still I've not had so much as a sniff of a jaguar. I've not had much luck finding another equally special creature that lives here either. To stand a chance of that, I'm going to have to get up to my neck in mud again and do my best not to step on any caiman.
Swamp creatures I'm looking for, you can use two techniques. One, I've got bare feet. I'm just feeling in the mud with my toes, any hard objects, any scales. And the other thing, I'm keeping my eyes skinned, looking for any flash of colour, any moving scales, and then I'll pounce.
I'm on the hunt for a yellow anaconda, the 3-metre relative of the giant green anaconda. I know yellow anacondas are here, but will I catch one? I really need to keep my wits about me, not just for the snapping jaws of caiman, but also because anacondas don't hang about. When they sense danger, they move like billy-o. So when I spot one, I've got to move like greased lightning. Otherwise, it's game over.
Snake! Two in one go. I don't know how I'm going to deal. Whoa! I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I don't believe it's a mating pair of yellow anacondas. Come on. And this is the female. The females are much larger. Of course, they're hiding in this mat of water hyacinths. And she's a pretty big one. Yellow anacondas, females can get to be about 4 metres. Males about half that size. Got a reputation for being irritable. And wouldn't you be feisty if you were having a cuddle with your boyfriend and girlfriend and a big guy comes along and interferes with you? Tongue constantly coming out. I really want to show you something on the male, and he's disappearing into the water hyacinths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the female go. Off you go, darling. No, okay, go that way. Now go the other way. Off you go, darling. There we go. And let me see if I can get this male. She's away happily. Come on, little boy. It's a very, very powerful snake. And look at that. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. Really rather docile when you think he's straight from the wild. And what I wanted to show you on here, if he'll let me, please don't be snappy. You really are doing a good PR job for anacondas, aren't you? But look, if you look here, see on the side of the body, these tiny spurs, and those are the remains of the limbs. That's proof that snakes evolved from lizard ancestors. If you could see inside and see the skeleton, there's also the remains of the pelvic girdle. But the male would have been using these tiny spurs to tickle the female. That's how anacondas cuddle up. And she'd have been producing a lovely chemical that he'd follow to find her, rub his chin along her body, and then try to mate with her. But I say, never tire of seeing snakes. Absolutely gorgeous, such elegant strategies for survival. The main objective of this mission is to find a jaguar, but you think of what snakes can do. They can catch the same sort of prey that jaguars can, capybaras, caiman. This boy would strike at prey, wait in ambush, then throw 1 or 2 coils around the body of his victim. Then as the victim tries to breathe, doesn't break the bones, gets tighter and tighter, winds up, so eventually the prey dies of asphyxiation, is suffocated to death. They can't unhinge the jaws, that's a myth. They've got amazing elastic tendons and bones inside the skull, and they can work their mouths and jaws around their prey and swallow prey items much larger than the size of their head. So what I'm going to do is put him back, and even though I disrupted their courtship, he'll continue, he'll follow the scent trail of the female, find her again, and then continue mating. Yellow anacondas have live babies. Hopefully the mating will result in up to 30 young miniature replicas of the adults. So good luck, go and find her, you beautiful thing.
My first week in the Pantanal has been absolutely top-notch. I can't believe that one short stretch of road offers such a fantastic variety of wonderful wildlife. And to think my travels here have only just begun. I've had close encounters with giant otters, anacondas and caiman. But so far, the jaguar has eluded us. So now we're going to head deep into the heart of the Pantanal, and hopefully I can come face to face with the big cats. Next time on my Jaguar adventure, I head down the mighty Cobra River. This is paradise for a wildlife adventurer like me. A place where I continue to get some really memorable encounters.
Got to! Oh, there. I'll try to get closer to him.
I also continue my hunt for the elusive jaguar.
Fantastic. My first ever jaguar. And what a magnificent animal.
This is one of the toughest missions I've ever undertaken.
Oh, it really makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. We are so lucky. Yes.
See you next time for more Jaguar adventures.